I really thought they were going to bait here, but I was like, I got 2 shields, I might as well shield something, and I'm really glad I did shield because I would have done a ton of damage. There's a Meganium in the back, and I am a master of sack swapping. Ba-boom, catching the Frenzy Plant on the Zweilous. I'm going to do a seriously risky maneuver. Again, this team is all about risk, so it's a shitty team. Well, it's not a shitty team, it just doesn't really work as much as it used to. So that's the maneuver I'm talking about. I'm going to catch a Leaf Blade on my Zweilous. Now, I am taking super effective damage from the counters. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shrady, and welcome back to the channel. Jeeves is coming back. Jeeves is coming back today. And this video, I'm actually making it at 12 p.m. I normally post at 10 a.m., so I apologize. This is probably going to go out late, and also there's probably not going to be too much editing in it, but that's because I want to spend the day with my beautiful fiance. So I hope you guys understand that, and thank you all for the very nice comments, all the well wishes, all that stuff. Seriously, it really means a lot, and I know that I very much appreciate it, and when Jeeves gets back, I'm sure she's going to be replying to a lot of those comments. So thank you guys so much. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, you all are amazing. I am so grateful to have this community here. Alright, I'm babbling on. Now, so I haven't played Go Battle League in like 5-6 days or something like that. I've been a little bit busy, but, you know, I'm number 1 on the leaderboard, so there's not really too many reasons to play anyway, but, so, the Great League is back, right? We all know that. So, what else is going to be back? The boys. The boys are back in town, my friends. The boys are back in town. That's right, the Double Dark team once again. Just, you know, it's a strategy that if you guys haven't, if you're new subscribers or whatever, just stay tuned, you'll see. So, speaking of which, I wanted to mention something. It turns out like 75% of the people who watch these videos aren't subscribed, so if you do enjoy the videos, I'd very much appreciate it if you subscribe. I post usually every day at 10 a.m. That's what's going to be happening from now on. So, if you like the content, make sure to subscribe. And hey, if you like the video, I would really appreciate a like as well. Okay, again, babbling on about nothing. You guys don't want to hear that shit. So, team Azombomboamtomarmbadril in the lead with Bubble, Hydro Pump, and Play Rough. Zweilous as my safe switch with Dragon Breath, Dark Pulse, and Body Slam. And then Scrafty in the back with Counter, Power Up Punch, and Foul Play. Strategy. There's a bug on my computer. Strategy is obviously lead Azombomboamtomarmbadril, and then you safe switch even in a neutral matchup to your Zweilous to bait out the fighter / other Azombomboamtomarmbadril, and then you can finish off, you know, whatever comes in with the Azumarill, and then Scrafty, hopefully, is safer to sweep the endgame. This team works about, it used to work like 90% of the time, but in these battles, I'd say it's better than a 50-50. I'd say it's like a 65%, you know, mostly winning sets that I've had with it. So obviously I'm number 1 on the leaderboard, so, you know, anybody who goes up against me is probably in for a real tough time. Alright, so we actually like losing the lead. With this team, you really want to lose the lead. Unfortunately, they can come in with a Galarian Stunfisk, which, you know, it's smart play, knowing that there's an Azumarill in the lead. They want to get some use out of this Pokemon before it gets obliterated. So I go for the Dark Pulse because Body Slam, there's no reason to go for a Body Slam there. Just go for the move that hits for neutral. They bait me with a Rock Slide, which is actually pretty good because now I'm going to threaten them with another charge move, and now they're going to be forced to throw another Rock Slide most likely. I don't even think this is going to KO, does it? Not exactly. And then I overtap, so I couldn't even get the Body Slam. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. Would have been nice to get a shield there, but yeah, it's fine. So we're going to come back in. Oh, I actually made a... I normally wouldn't do this. I'd normally recommend coming back in not to reveal the Scrafty. But in this situation, I was really hoping that the rest of the team was going to get obliterated by my Scrafty. So, you know, obviously there's a Venusaur. So if they come in with the Venusaur, then I know whatever is in the back is not going to want to see the Scrafty. So I'm going to double shield the Scrafty here. And I am going to bait because, like I said, they know there's an Azumarill, so if they're coming in with their Venusaur, that means whatever else they have is not going to want to see the Scrafty. So I'm going to bait expecting a shield here, and I do get a shield, and then this was a very risky play I'm about to pull here. So Frenzy Plant coming through, and I went for another bait, which is, again, very risky, but the reason I did it is because I thought maybe if they let it go, which they do, I can counter down before they get to another Frenzy Plant, and now I'm triple buffed, and there's what's in the back. It's a Bastiodon, and watch how much damage this Power Up Punch does. It's gnarly. It's absolutely gnarly. So that, yeah, that's 100% GG. So with a team like that, you want to make some like predictions, you know what I mean? You want to be like, okay, if they're going to come back in with the Venusaur, you know there's something that doesn't want to see the Scrafty. Because normally you'd want to save the Venusaur for the Azombomboamtomarmbadril. Alright, going up against Carlos. What's going on, Carlos? Alrighty. This is, I mean, this is fine. This is where you want to see the Azumarill, because normally you use Zweilous to bait out an Azumarill. And obviously, I know I've said this in previous videos where I featured this team, but if the opponent has an Azumarill and a Shadow Machamp on their team, you're done. Call it quits. There's no way, unless you can somehow beat the Azumarill and the Shadow Machamp with your own Azumarill, which doesn't make any sense. But again, that's why I'm running Play Rough, by the way, because my only opponent, or my only thing that I can combat another Azumarill with is this guy, the little yellow bunny. So this is boring. Sorry, I just hate this. I know I said that I missed the Great League, but I do not miss this. I do not miss Azumarill mirror matches. Normally what I do in mirror matches, I just try to get an extra bubble through, and then I prevent their fast move, which is what I did here, which is why I got to the Play Rough before they did in the end there. And I switch immediately into my Zweilous because I want to bait out a fighter if there is one. I know my Azumarill is very low HP, and they're staying in. This is a really good matchup for Zweilous because I take resisted damage from everything except for Bone Club, and Dark Pulse hits for super effective. Dragon Breath really chunks away, or eats away I should say, like an acid. Alright, so I go for the Dark Pulse because Body Slam is double resisted. And what is in the back? It's a Chandelure. My man, this guy over here. Respect. Absolute respect. Running the Spice, running double Ghost. I respect it. Unfortunately, I have the perfect counter to your team, so, that's unfortunate. But I do respect I respect your game, dude. So, cheers. Alright, going up against Jaslon. Alright, picking up a negative lead, but this is risky. Again, doing a risky play, switching into the Zweilous, taking super effective damage from the ice, or the powder snows. But as you see, the Dragon Breaths are actually doing more damage, believe it or not. So I'm going to have to shield and then hope to bait out something, and I accidentally tapped on the Body Slam. So now this Alolan Marowak is going to get hit by a double resisted Body Slam. That's bad. But why are they coming out with an Alolan Marowak is my question, because this is a really good matchup for Zweilous. I don't have to shield anything. Shadow Bone is resisted. Bone Club hits for neutral. Shadow Bone is still more energy efficient, believe it or not. Alright, so we're building up, and we're going to go for the Dark Pulse here because I don't want to risk them not shielding this, because that's exactly what they do, and then they lose switch advantage. And I did have to spend a shield, but here comes the Abomasnow to farm me down. So now I know that they don't have anything that can counter the Scrafty here. So coming in with old boy to farm down, and I don't have to shield the first one. I don't really have to shield at all. And there's the Azumarill. Okay, so never mind. They did have something for old boy. So they're going to come in with the Azumarill, and this is fine. Now, what I'm trying to do here, they have two shields, right? And they know they're going to have to shield their Azumarill. What I'm going to do is let the first Play Rough come through, because I'm going to try to convince them, like, hey, it's okay to let one of these through. I know you got two shields, but Play Rough doesn't do that much damage, right, bro? And then he does. He's fallen right into my trap. That's all I needed him to do, and now I don't care how many he shields now. I'm going to have to start shielding. Obviously, I only have one shield, but we're about even on health, and that's all I can ask for, because I'm just going to get both shields here, and then, you know what? You guys can watch this boring-ass matchup. I'm going to go get some coffee. Alright, are we still going? Ah, God, I almost knocked my whole computer desk over. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yes, there you go. Okay, so we actually both switched at the same time, and now I'm going to have to go for foul plays against the Azombomboamtomomarmbadril. Obviously resisted, but I know I can outpace the Azumarill, which is why I'm going straight foul play here, because obviously a power-up punch and a foul play probably would have done it, but it's a little risky, knowing, especially because I can get to two foul plays. Sorry for bailing on you in the middle of that. It's just so goddamn boring, and I've had some coffee brewing, so. Okie dokie. Smoky pokey. What do we got? Eloy. What's going on, Eloy? Okay. Picking up, this is not too bad, but I really need to switch out, and what I was trying to do, believe it or not, is catch a goddamn Sludge Wave on my Zweilous, which is a really dumb idea, but yeah, I'm not going to shield this, even if it is a Sludge Wave, so be it, and now I'm going to switch because I feel like a dumbass. I really would have wanted to catch a Sludge Wave on the Zweilous, though, believe it or not. Okay, we actually baited out a Toxicroak. This is one of the better matches for Zweilous, because I hit for neutral with the Body Slam and the Dragon Breath, and they don't shield, which is a huge mistake, because now all I have to do is shield once, and then I can farm all the way down. They are doing super effective damage with the counters. Normally I attempt to lose switch advantage, but since they let the Body Slam through, I was like, fuck it, might as well spend a shield here, you know? Alrighty dighty, what are they coming in with? Coming back in with the Swampierre. So Swampierre is, again, going to do resisted damage with the Hydro Cannons, and he's not shielding. What is he saving his shields for? That's making me worried. Is there like a... I don't know, what's in the back? we're going to come in with the Azumarill and farm down. I'm hoping they can't get to a Hydro Cannon. I really thought they were going to, actually. And there's a Ferrothorn in the back. Ba-boom, ba-bing. Don't even have to... Oh, well, I'm going to go for power-up punches here. Normally, I'd say in this situation just to go for the counter down since he's got 2 shields still. But, you know, the power-up punch is going to make my counters do more damage. So I might as well, you know, buff up the damage. Alright, hitting with the Power Whip does a good amount of damage. And then they don't even let me finish the game. Which, to be fair, I've done that 104 million times. So, no judgments here, my friend. It is frustrating to play this game sometimes when all of a sudden you see that, you know, the opponent's last Pokemon is a Scrafty and all you got is a Ferrothorn. That's GG for you. Okay, picking up a positive lead. This is actually one of the worst leads that you can see with this team. The main reason being because Skarmory, it's a very neutral matchup, and normally I would say switch into your Zweilous, but Zweilous does very poorly up against, you know, old Metal Bird over here. So I can't really switch, so I'm going to have to stay in here, and I'm going to hope to keep enough health on my Azumarill. Okay, they actually shield the Hydro Pump. That's even worse, because I want to keep some health on my Azumarill, so I'm going to have to shield this next Sky Attack, and then I really hope they let the next Hydro Pump to come through. Because sometimes I would say get the Skarmory low enough and then switch into the Zweilous so you can bait something out, but I really need to keep some health on my Azumarill. Okay, they let that one through. That's really good. Now I can just farm down. Okay, now whatever they come in with, I'm probably going to switch out to save the Azumarill. It's a Chestnut. Oh, this is bad. This is real bad. Okay, I almost built up to a Play Rough there, and I'm going to switch into the Zweilous. And surprisingly, they didn't throw the Superpower before they left, because that would have, you know, pretty much one-shot my Zweilous. But fortunately, they baited out, or I baited out, and they didn't shield that. Okay, I baited out a Defense Deoxys. And I can't really, I don't want to shield this. It's not a valuable shield. And they went for Thunderbolt. Maybe they're running Psycho Boost and Thunderbolt. So they come in with the Chestnut, and I'm going to throw the Body Slam. It was actually kind of nice that they went for Thunderbolt, because now I can get some damage off or get the last shield. They smartly no-shield, very smart no-shield. They're going to farm down with not very effective Vine Whips, and I need to sack swap. Alright, here's what I should do. Come in with the Scrafty. Obviously, Scrafty takes super effective damage from Superpower, and what I'm going to do here is let this through. I didn't think I was going to survive it, so I shielded it. But I needed to let it through. I needed to call it, and then I come in. Well, yeah, I'm going to lose this one because I made a mistake. I really needed to let that energy ball come through. Even if it was a superpower, it was not going to KO. But now I just gave them a whole bunch of energy, and now they're going to double superpower me right here. So, huge mistake. I'm a dumbass. But you know what? Still #1 on the leaderboard. So, you know, even the best people make mistakes. That's the lesson for today. Even the people who are #1 on the leaderboard make mistakes. So if you make mistakes and it's making you angry or it's making you upset, don't feel too bad. It happens. Okay. Yep, there it is. #1 on the leaderboard. Okay, on to set 2. By the way, if you guys want to see me and Jeeves stream again, when she gets home, I'm going to talk to her about it because I would love to do another stream. It's just, I can't really do it by myself, so I really prefer to do it with her. So now that she's going to be home, you know, it's okay. Alright, so we pick up a fighter in the lead. This is probably the worst fighter you can see with this team because it can also do super effective damage to Azumarill. So we're going to let the first one come through because you don't need to shield it. It does a lot of damage. Now we're going to be building up to the Hydro Pump and going for the Play Rough. Unfortunately, it only takes 5 counters to get to a Leaf Blade, so this thing is real spammy and it's a huge problem. So I'm going to do a seriously risky maneuver. Again, this team is all about risk, so it's a shitty team. Well, it's not a shitty team. It just doesn't really work as much as it used to. So that's the maneuver I'm talking about. I'm going to catch a Leaf Blade on my Zweilous. Now, I am taking super effective damage from the counters, and I'm going to take a lot of damage, as you're seeing here, but I am going to be able to Dragon Breath down. So hopefully I bait out, like, maybe an Azumarill. Show me the Azumarill. If it is an Azumarill, I'm in trouble because my Azumarill is too low of health. Yeah, this is a loss. I can already tell you right now, this is a huge L. So, yeah, there's no win condition here. Like I said, if there's a fighter and a Azumarill on their team, yeah, that's pretty much, that's game, set, match right there. But, I mean, I'm coming with the Azumarill here. I do have a Play Rough, almost a Play Rough. Now I'm going to have to shield an Ice Beam here. Probably an Ice Beam. Yeah, that's, yeah. Okay, so we're going to throw the Play Rough, and if they shield this, then I'm even more screwed. Yeah, they know. I'm shielding an Ice Beam. They know that there's something in the back that doesn't want to see a Azumarill here. So I'm going to catch an Ice Beam on my Scrafty. Wow, you're so amazing, Shrady. You're so good at running this terrible team. Yeah, I know. I'm a brilliant man, aren't I? Alright, so we're going to be, I don't even know, maybe you should have gone for a power punch and then a foul play. They're going to get to a play rough, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to get one shot by a play rough, as it is double super effective. It would KO from full health. And that's the other thing. I haven't really mentioned it because you don't see too many Charmers anymore. But yeah, if you find a Wigglytuff in the back on... if you bait out a Wigglytuff and there's also an Azumarill or also a fight, look, this is a shitty team, okay? I'm gonna be real with you. It used to work very well, but there's a lot more fighters, and obviously there's always been Azumarills, but that was the point of the team, was to bait out an Azumarill. But then, you know, you could also bait out a fighter. It doesn't really matter. There's a lot of counters to my back two Pokemon. All right, this is probably the worst Pokemon ever for this team because it does super effective damage to every one of my Pokemon. I don't know. I think Surfetched is probably worse, but since Defense Deoxys is so tanky, it actually seems even worse than that. Because it can tank a lot of damage. Like, alright, so I'm going to be going for the Hydro Pump, not expecting a shield. And they do let it through, which is very nice. And I was thinking about catching a Thunderbolt on the Zweilous here, like maybe to bait out an Azumarill, but instead I'm just going to shield, and then I think I go in and Dragon Breath down. Let's see, I build up to the play rough, and then I switch, and now I'm going to be Dragon Breathing down, and we baited out an Azumarill. Okay, this is fine because my Azumarill isn't totally dead, and I have a play rough banked, and hopefully they go, well, normally I would say it's better if they go for play rough because it one-shots you, but I'm hoping they go for an Ice Beam because I do survive an Ice Beam. The only problem with that is then they can farm me down with bubbles. Okay, no, they're going for the kill shot. All right, kill shot coming through. That's fine. We're going to come back in with Azombomboamtomarmbadril, and then... yep, chuck a play rough right away because we're going to have to go for more than one. So might as well just, you know, throw it right away so they don't get a fast move through. And hopefully they don't shield the next one. I'm going to have to shield, I think. But they overfarmed. I believe they overfarmed anyway. They had to have. So I'm going to go for the play rough here, and that takes them out. Okay, perfect. This is looking good. They come in with the Defense Deoxys, and they throw their energy, which I am totally fine with. I can take a couple counters worth of damage on my Scrafty there. And what's in the back? It's a Mew with 2 shields. This is pretty rough. We're both doing resisted damage. The Shadow Claws are resisted because of our Dark typing, and the counters are resisted because of their Psychic typing. So I'm going straight foul play on the first one. Probably should have baited in the first one, but this time I know this is their last Pokemon. They're definitely going to shield. I let this Wild Charge through, and they do something really strange here. They go for Wild Charge, and then they go for Flame Charge. So I'm going to shield the second one because whatever it is, even if it's a Flame Charge, probably would be taking me out. And now I know my win condition is baiting. Well, there's 2 win conditions: baiting, getting the shield, which I just did, or just landing a foul play. But since I was able to land the bait there, this is going to be taking out the Mew, and all of a sudden there's a huge glitch, and for some reason the Mew survives that. I have no idea what happened there, but either way I still won. So GG. That was a really rough match, but I'm still able to win that one. But yeah, normally Scrafty has a pretty good matchup against Mew, but obviously Wild Charge still hits really hard. Can you stop? Please. My ferret is so loud. Sorry, guys. Okay. Picking up another Azumarill in the lead. I am furious. Okay, we're over farming. The reason why is I was hoping that they would try to throw a play rough and I could sneak an extra bubble through. God, this is such a boring matchup. Instead, it's a CMP tie, and I win the CMP tie, so that's very good, because that means I should be able to win this match as long as they don't sneak an extra bubble through, and I lag. Of course I lag. Why wouldn't I lag? And there's the extra bubble they get. Hang on a second. Oh, look, Azumarills are still fighting. What a surprise. Okay. There's nothing much to say about this. Maybe I'll speed it up in post if I have time to edit it. Okay, we immediately switch out hoping to bait out a fighter, but instead we baited out an Umbreon. This is not too bad. We do have a Scrafty that can kind of deal with the Drift Blame in the back. The problem with that matchup is that fighting type moves are just triple resisted versus Drift Blame, because Ghost double resist and Flying also resist, so it's pretty rough. Alright, so they go for the last resort, because are you kidding me? Stop! Okay. Anyway, this is not a bad matchup for Zweilous because the Dragon Breaths are, you're seeing them. They do a lot. And then I think they overfarmed on that last one, so I'm hoping I get a shield here. But if they let it go, that's also okay. Alright, so they're saving both their shields for the Drift Blend, but I'm going to do a little bit of damage with Dragon Breaths. Okay, we're going to let this go and leave it all up to Scrafty. But the first thing I want to do is make sure to waste their energy here. So I'm going to come in with Scrafty, And I know they're going to be throwing Icy Wind because Shadow Ball is resisted. So I'm going to count to 4, 3, 4, and then I'm going to sack swap the Azumarill. And if they undercharge this, then I'll be able to get to a play rough and get a shield. And they do undercharge it. Very nice. Okay, that actually is really good for me. So I'm going to go for the play rough. They should be getting the shield here. They're going to have to shield something eventually. But because I was able to get the shield here, that actually makes the last matchup a lot easier for me. So they already have an Icy Wind ready. So I'm going to come in. I sneak an extra counter through. No reason to shield it. It doesn't do that much damage. So now I know that I have to land a foul play here, but I know I can get the 2 foul plays because I still have a shield and I can tank another Ice Beam if I need to. So I'm going straight foul play. And one of their, to make the game a little bit easier for them, if I did go for Power Up Punch there and they called it, that would make it a lot easier for them to win, which is why they didn't shield that. It's a pretty smart play because it's probably the only way they could have won. Loudest goddamn ferret in the world. Alright, going up against Don Casillo. What you got, Don? Alright, picking up a positive lead, but we don't like to win the lead here. Oh my god. It is so annoying. Okay. This time they switch into a Drifblim, and I stayed in for way too long. I eat a Shadow Ball, and I think I remember this. The reason I stayed in here is because I know Scrafty can deal with Galarian Stunfisk. So I get a shield, and now I'm gonna. What do people mostly do when Drifblim comes in? They go for the Shadow Ball first, and then you let it through, and then they go for the Icy Wind second, and you shield it. How many times have you shielded an Icy Wind because of that? So I let that through, call in their bullshit, and I'm like, nah, you're going to go for Icy Wind, and now I'm going for the Hydro Pump. Do you want to spend 2 shields this early? Didn't think so. So I'm able to win that matchup, and now I still have full health Scrafty that can deal with the Galarian Stunfisk. Unfortunately, I can't really switch out into. I know they're probably still locked in here, but I'm just going to go down with the ship. They did farm up quite a bit of energy. That was a very nice farm because I was almost getting to a Hydro Pump, and now I'm going to be coming in with the Scrafty here, and this is going to be doing super effective damage. They are staying in for a very long time for some reason, and just going to be going for a Power Up Punch to buff up our damage. And I really thought they were going to bait here, but I was like, I got 2 shields, I might as well shield something, and I'm really glad I did shield because I would have done a ton of damage. There's a Meganium in the back, and I am a master of sack swapping. Ba-boom, catching the Frenzy Plant on the Zweilous. This is going to hit for not very effective damage because of our Dragon typing. So we're going to be just Dragon Breathing them down, and they concede the match very smartly because I am number 1 on the leaderboard, and there was no way they were going to win that with, going up against such a PvP expert like myself. I'm sorry, not PvP expert. I am a PvP master. Alright, didn't see the name, but we're going up against another opponent. This is terrible. This is bad. That's very bad. Very bad. I hate it. I don't like it. Oh no, my monitors went off. I do not enjoy this matchup here. This is actually the first time I've ran into a Lapras lead with this team. Very rough lead, because obviously, normally I want to bait out something with my Zweilous. Can't switch into Zweilous. They're just going to stay in because they can do super effective damage with the Ice-type attacks. So I'm going to shield because they shielded, and this is how they do. This is what a Lapras does. I don't know if you've ever seen a Lapras do, but this is what a Lapras does. So we're going to go for play rough here. We can hit for neutral. I don't know. I feel like this is better than the matchup with Dugong, because at least they're not debuffing me, but they are buffing themselves. So I'm going to let the second Skull Bash come through. It's going to do a lot of damage, but that's okay. And now I think I actually pull off another risky play here. We're going to go for play rough here. Their defense is 2 times buffed, so it's going to barely do any damage. And now I'm going to be switching into the Scrafty. Big mistake. That was a horrible mistake. I baited out this boy right here, and I go for the foul play, but it's a CMP tie. This is really bad because my Azumarill is very low on health. There is probably no winning this if I'm being real with you. So I'm going to come in with the Azumarill here. I'm going to be going for the play rough. They are over farming. All they need to do is go for a cross chop here, which makes me think they're farming up a lot of energy. Makes me think they're probably going to farm me down. And that is exactly what they're doing. And now I am absolutely buggered. Yeah, bye. Goodbye. Alright, and now they go for a Rock Slide here for some reason. Not exactly sure why, but it doesn't matter. They've got so much energy. Oh! I farmed down. Okay. There's a Stunfisk in the back. GG. Alright. Yeah, that was bad. Very bad team composition on the other opponent's side there. Able to go 3-2. I own the most annoying animals in the world. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate if you leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel and you're still watching the video, I post every single day except for Sunday around 10 AM Eastern. So if you wouldn't mind subscribing if you enjoyed the content, I'd really do appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And hopefully, you'll be seeing me and Jeeves in a probably a collaboration or maybe a stream coming to your TVs and phones and computers and brain implants soon. Alright guys, yep, take it easy. Shout out to my patrons, NZ Tech Freak, Grizzinator, Northstar 7620, Daniel Sheldon, Clapton Caveman, Cleric, Owen Mulvaney, Joseph Cahill, Lana Pierce, Owen Jones, Zaplatinsky, Aeon, Critterus, TVDL, Kelzam, Rain SSB, and Kareem Madat. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.